Dear students, as we are discussing about the salinity, here are some general responses of salt stress on plant. Whenever plant is under any salt stress, there are two kinds of stresses. That could be ionic stress or that could be osmotic stress. When there is ionic stress, then there is disruption of iron homeostasis. When there is imbalance or disturbance in the iron homeostasis, then there will be nutrient imbalance. That will hamper the process of photosynthesis and as a result generate excessive reactive oxygen species and upset the antioxidant defense system. As a result, there will be cell death, there will be reduction in the growth, and ultimately leads to decreased yield. Similarly, when that kind of stress is osmotic stress means there is shortage of water or the closure of stomata. That also results in reduction in photosynthetic activity. If there is hampering or reduction in photosynthetic activity, that will result in decreased yield as well. This is also a diagram which is indicating the plants under salt stress. Whenever there is a plant which is under salt stress, that results in oxidative stress induced DNA damage, that also reduces the photosynthetic activity, and salinity stress also disrupts or damages the mitochondria and its DNA. So this diagram is basically the schematic view on salinity's effect on plants and a general plant response to salinity effect. For example, whenever there is a plant under salinity stress, that will result in decreased water uptake. That decreased water uptake or dehydration will send the signaling. That signals will change the gene expression. When there is change in gene expression, that signaling could be osmotic or ionic stress, as I have discussed previously, that whenever there is salinity stress, that leads to ionic or osmotic stress. If there is ionic or osmotic stress, that will create a signaling pathway, and that signaling will change the gene expression. When there is change in gene expression, there will be change in the proteins which are going to be synthesized. When there is altered protein synthesis, then that will affect the metabolic activity. Might be there is production of antioxidants, or there might be oxidative stress, and there will be protein degradation. And there could be metabolic alteration that could result in salt ion exclusion. So this kind of signaling will be transferred under salt stress. If we talk about the effect of salt stress on whole plant and how whole plant respond against salt stress, there is first of all, leaf are more sensitive than root growth. So there will be no leaf expansion, or there will be limited leaf expansion. Shoot growth will be restricted, and new leaves will be emerged very slowly, and lateral bud development will also be reduced. If we talk about cereals, then total leaf area is reduced. There will be reduction in tillers, while in case of dicots, size of the leaves and number of branches will be reduced, and root growth is though not affected, but slower ionic phase accelerates the senescence of mature leaves. If we talk about the physiological response, that how plants will respond physiologically under salt stress, first of all, their growth is limited, that osmotic effect of salt in soil and toxic effect of salt within the plants. There will be reduced in shoot growth. Sodium can replace calcium from the plasma membrane, that can be detected as leakage of potassium from the cell. Sodium inhibits acquisition of essential element potassium. When there is no acquisition of essential element potassium, then photosynthesis, carbon metabolism, and photophosphorylation will be affected. Reactive oxygen species production and cell death occur due to disruption of cell membrane, and higher chloroplast density per unit leaf area due to smaller and thicker leaves. This is also showing the effect of salt, symptoms of plants to salt tolerance, that retardation of the growth, that they will retard the growth, there will be necrosis, their leaf abscission, loss of turgor, cessation of growth, and ultimately death of the plant occurs under salt stress. This diagram is also showing that how plants or how the tillers are negatively affected under salt stress. This is another example at reproductive stage that pipistrelle spikelets will produced under salinity stress. So overall, if we talk about the effects of salt stress, that inhibits the seed germination, inhibits water uptake, inhibits root growth and cell elongation, that also inhibits the leaf growth, leaf senescence. Oxidative stress will be produced, it will inhibit the protein synthesis. When there is no protein synthesis, there will be no enzyme activity, there will be no photosynthesis, and overall there is a reduction in the growth of the plant.